Hey, what's going on guys? It's me, Aiden, from Cartoon Apocalypse, and welcome back to another video. Now today, we have so much miraculous news. This video is probably going to end up being 20 minutes long, but that's okay because this is all really exciting. Now this video is sponsored by GAOMON, but that will be at the end of the video, so we're going to first talk about the news. Now the way I'm going to format this video is I'm going to first talk about the new movie images, and then I'm going to talk about the big news, and then I'm going to talk about the sort of like miscellaneous news that doesn't really have a category, because there's quite a lot of just like little miscellaneous news that I want to cover today. Now I will have time codes to everything down in the description of this video so you can skip around if you want to. I think that's going to be very helpful to a lot of you, especially since we have so much that you're going to miss something if you don't watch this whole video. So yeah, you could skip past my rambling and then get the news, I guess. But yeah, let's just go ahead and first talk about the new images for the Miraculous movie. Now, this is nothing really big. Jeremy has been releasing a bunch of these images, but now we have Tom and Ladybug. So everyone's still waiting for Cat Noir and Adrian, but it's nice to see that we're finally getting some Tom and Ladybug action up in here. I do want to see Sabine. I feel like she's going to look very cool. But yeah, definitely waiting to see Adrian and Cat Noir. Now there's also this image right here. Now this one is quite special because the caption actually says the love story on the actual Instagram post. The other ones aren't really important, so I didn't include the caption on those ones. But this one is not, this one's more of a concept versus a screenshot from the actual movie. And so I did want to talk a little bit about this one. So the two characters here are obviously some form of Marinette or Adrian. It's debatable whether or not you think they're transformed or not. We can't really tell with Ladybug. With Cat Noir / Adrian, it's a little bit easier to tell because he has a bell, but he doesn't have like ears or a tail, so it's kind of like, is he transformed? Is he not? We don't really know at this point. So some people think that this is going to be Marichet or Ladrian or whatever, like all the different combinations that you can think of. I personally actually think that this is Lady Noir. Now, I will get to my reasoning later. There is an image that I'm going to talk about at the end because officially it has not been confirmed that it's for the movie, but it looks like it will be. So, yeah, that's why I just can't put it in this section because it hasn't been confirmed yet. But yeah, there's just this concept, and I think it's Lady Noir, but again, we don't have official confirmation. But what this caption does imply is that this movie is more of like a love story or romance movie. It's not as much for the action. Well, I mean, it could still be that, but it seems like Jeremy is like, okay, you know what, Thomas, I'm sick and tired of your antics. I want to see some action in here. Let's put it in this movie, and that's why he wanted to make this movie. That's just my guess, but that'd be pretty funny. Alright, so that's all the new stuff from the movie. Now it's time to move on to this next segment here. Now there was a stream called CCXPWorlds that was taking place in Brazil. I believe it was a stream. I don't really know. I only heard about it until after it was done. So anyway, there was like a convention or a live stream or something called CCXPWorlds, and that was in Brazil. But basically what happened is Jeremy, our good friend Jeremy, who likes to reveal all our info, he went on there and he basically was like, yeah, so here's a lot of info. And we were like, sweet. Now we got a lot of info, and yeah, now we're here today. So I'm just going to start attacking this head on with all the different tweets from Miraculous World Network translating stuff. Now this first bit of info is for the Rio special. Now he has confirmed that the superhero is going to be Lady Butterfly. Now we have seen concepts of Lady Butterfly before. Here she is. She is from Pixie Girl, and a lot of people were like, well, Pixie Girl takes place in New York, so how is she in Brazil? That doesn't make sense. So I don't know how it all ties in. Maybe it's just there's a special from Pixie Girl that also takes place in Brazil. Maybe. I don't know. I don't have any explanation for that. But apparently, Lady Butterfly is the new superhero that we are going to be seeing when Ladybug and Cat Noir travel to Rio. Now, Jeremy also says that this is set to release in 2022. Hopefully that stays true, but there's no promises. It could be pushed back. Miraculous has a very big tendency to push things back, so don't be surprised if it does end up being pushed back, but that's just the tentative date for right now. Now, the next thing that was revealed at this convention thing was that they are working on a new COVID short with affiliation with UNICEF. Now, if you don't remember, they did another COVID short earlier on in the year with UNICEF, so it seems like they're making another one. Don't expect this to be like, oh, it's a full-blown episode and it's really cool and fun. My guess is it's just going to be very similar to the one that we saw earlier this year, so more of just a public service announcement maybe. But who knows, it could be more interesting this time around. But I think that's really cool that they are working on this. So yeah, there's that for you. Now, another thing they did was show off some crossover concept arts. Now, we have seen a couple of these on Jeremy's Instagram, but there was nothing really relevant to them, so I've never shown them off here on this channel, so I'm going to show them off now. But what they are concepts for a crossover between Miraculous and their respective show. So, for example, they have Tales of Pharaon, or however you pronounce that. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Miss Rose and Pixie Girl. Now, Miss Rose, that concept didn't actually feature the crossover, but I'm pretty sure it was announced in the live stream that it was for the crossover, so I don't know. Now, here's the thing. I don't think these shows have officially started airing yet. I think they were pushed back, but once they start airing and they get more popular and stuff, I'm sure these crossovers are going to be a lot more prominent, and people are going to be like, we want the crossover. So as of right now, we're sort of like, why are we talking about crossovers for shows that haven't even started airing yet? But I think these are going to turn into very big things, so we'll just have to keep an eye on them for now. So yes, they are working on a COVID short and some crossover special stuff, so that's all both really cool. Alright, so this next thing revealed at this CCXPWorlds thing is probably the biggest piece of news out of today, and that is that the next seasons will have a new villain that has already been in the show and will show that the story behind the Miraculous is more complex than we originally thought, is how I assume that sentence should be ended. Now, this is huge news, guys. A new villain. We don't know if this is going to be replacing Hawkmoth or if they're going to be working alongside of Hawkmoth. We just know that there's a new villain. Now, when they say that the Miraculous is more complex, that really makes me believe it's like Master Fu, maybe, because, you know, like, oh, the story of the Miraculous goes back hundreds of years. And keep in mind, they do say that this character has been in the show for a while. So, you know, it's like, it has to be someone that we've seen before. So it can't be like some new guardian from the past that has turned evil or something. No, that's out of the picture. It's someone that we have seen before. Now, I was reading some of the comments on the tweet, or I guess replies to the tweet, I guess is how you would say it. So I was reading some of that, and someone really piqued my interest, and they said something like, notice how it says new villain. So it can't be like Chloe or Lila or anyone, because those are technically already existing villains, sort of. So I thought that was a really good point, and it made me remember something that I remember talking about a year or two ago. It was a long time ago. I couldn't actually find when I had initially talked about it, but I did find what I was talking about, just not when I had originally talked about it and in what context. Now, some of you may actually remember this, but Jeremy Zag had said previously in like some sort of web interview or something that there would be a new villain being added to Miraculous that would make Hawkmoth look like a baby. Now, if that sounds familiar, that's really cool because it should, as long as you were keeping up with the news and stuff back before Season 3 aired, because this was before Season 3, and so everyone was like, ooh, this is going to be Season 3, Mayura, oh, that's pretty cool. But that didn't end up happening because Mayura is basically just Hawkmoth's sidekick. Now, another thing that happened at the 2016 Comic-Con was that there would be a new villain that would supposedly be Hawkmoth's boss, and they would have the Peacock Miraculous. So again, sort of being like, oh, Mayura, she's going to be like the new head person, the head boss of the evil team or whatever. Now, obviously, like I just said, that didn't end up happening. But what if Emily comes back to life somehow? Maybe it's because the Peacock Miraculous has been repaired and so she can like start to heal up or something. I don't know how it works. But what if Emily comes back to life and she's like, yo, give me the Peacock Miraculous, let's go wreak some havoc. And so they're like, yeah, new squad team, let's go. And so it's Mayura, the new one, the Emily version of Mayura. She actually had a different name, I believe, but I can't remember what that name is. And I really want to know. So if you remember, let me know down in the comments. I couldn't find it. But what if she's just the new boss, the new leader of the pack? Because technically she wouldn't meet the criteria, right? because she is a character that we have seen before in the show, but not as a villain, so she would technically be a new villain, right? So that would meet that criteria. B, it would also meet the criteria that the Miraculous is more complex because she was previously a Miraculous holder. So that would mean that, like, ooh, maybe it's more complex. Maybe she knows because they were sort of like hiking in the mountains. Maybe they were like looking for these lost ruins of the Guardian. So maybe they knew about that. And so Emily knows stuff about that. And so that could possibly be why the story is more complex. So I think that would be really cool. I have no idea how they're going to do that. If Hawkmoth in episode 1 of season 4 is just like, yo, I win, congratulations to me, now Emily, you're back to life. Or if just the Peacock Miraculous is fixed now and she can just start to be healed. I honestly have no idea how this is going to play out. I think the second option is more likely, although I think it would be really cool to see Hawkmoth actually beat Ladybug and Cat Noir, but then they get unbeaten or something. I don't know how it would work, but I think that'd be funny. Now, that theory that I just put out about Emily possibly being the villain, that's just a theory, so I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. That's just what I thought made the most sense as of right now. We may get more info soon, and when we do, I'll let you know, but I just wanted to put this out here because this is really big news. New villain in seasons, supposedly seasons 4, 5, and 6, and 7, however many seasons they end up having. So yes, very cool. Now, the next bit of info from this convention thing is that Jeremy has confirmed that the character Instagram post accounts are going to be coming back. Now, they are technically already back, but they're not fully back because right now they're just doing like lame screenshots from the episodes, and it's like everyone's annoyed at it, but he has confirmed that they are coming back. They're going to be making more original content, and so yay. More Instagram posts. I know a lot of people were looking forward to that, and here it is. Now, the last thing I have from this convention to talk about is the new confirmation of specials. Now, I don't know if you heard, but there was an African special sort of hinted at, not officially confirmed yet, but hinted at by Jeremy Zag with this new hero, and he was like, whoa, it's going to be taking place in Africa, so that's all really cool, but we never had official confirmation yet that it was happening. But in that live stream, they said that there are going to be specials set in London, Japan, and Africa. That is 3 more specials, bringing us to 6 specials total. Now, that is really cool, and that just goes to show you that since Miraculous is so popular, they're going to keep expanding. And they started off with 3. Since they saw that it's so popular, they were like, all right, we can expand to more. So this just goes to show you, if you support it, we're going to be getting more. So continue to do what you can to support the show. Alright, so moving on to some more miscellaneous news that we just have like a bunch of random stuff. It wasn't really like together like the convention thing was. This is just some sporadic news. First, we're going to start with an update on the Miraculous manga. So, the first chapter is going to be published in Sirius Magazine on the 26th of January next year, 2021. Now, there are no official translations as I am aware right now, and this is only in Japan. So we're going to have to wait for it to come out online. So there's that. We don't really have any information on that, but I'm sure we'll be able to get more once it actually starts, being released. But there's that for you. Next, here's a funny one. Miraculous is on TikTok. I don't use TikTok, but I thought I would include this in the miscellaneous section because it's a thing. So if you use TikTok, go ahead and check it out or something. I don't know. Here's an interesting one. A tweet from Winny saying, I just finished something extraordinary for Miraculous. Of course, I can't tell you what it is, but I just wanted to share my happiness. It will be fantastic. Don't know what this is. It's just saying, hey, more stuff is in the works. So I thought I'd put that out there. So what he is talking about, though, this is very much for the future because they're currently working on season 4. Or, well, no, they're not working on season 4. They're working on getting it dubbed and animating it, I guess, technically as well. But they're doing that. So this is most likely for seasons 5, 6, possibly, or the specials. So, yeah, we'll have to wait. Maybe he'll make an announcement once we hear more about whatever he's talking about. But for now, he's just working on something that he finds really cool. And speaking of season 4, in Spain, they have dubbed 6 episodes, and by now they may have actually done more than that at this point. But they have dubbed 6 episodes of Season 4. Now, this does not mean that they are finished with the episodes completely, but it means that they are making good progress and that they are currently working on dubbing Season 4. So it's looking pretty good that they'll start to make their Season 4 deadline in 2021. So looking forward to that. Now, do you guys remember that Marinette Dress that everyone was freaking out about like a year or two ago? Like I made a video on it in a Miraculous Monday, and at that point it had already been out for a while, but I was like, it was actually a year ago, almost to the month, almost to the day, like it would have been a week ago today. But it just blows my mind how long this dress has been around, and we don't know what it's for. But Miraculous Mexico on Twitter came out and said that it was for the movie. Here's the thing. This was in a video, and the video said the Miraculous movie and showed these 2 images, but I don't actually know, like the rendlings here are not for the movie, so we can't go based off of that. So if Miraculous Mexico has some more inside information, that's great, but if they don't, then this could be false. So I'm just putting it out there. Take this news with a grain of salt, because I don't know if this is 100% confirmed, but I do think Miraculous Mexico does have a little bit of inside information, so there is that. So I don't know, this could be true, this could not be true, but I think it makes sense for it to be the movie. We just don't know yet. Alright, so moving on to sort of the last segment of today, we have a big, I wouldn't say big, but a smaller segment on Lindalee Rose. Now, she has done a lot of different things for the Miraculous community as far as reporting on the news. She's been reporting on the news for a while now, and they're actually starting up a new, I guess it's not actually new, they're bringing back an old news segment called Miraculous News Network, I think it was called. So they're working on bringing that back, so we can expect to get to see more regular news on that video, but I don't know what kind of news that will be, so I don't know. We'll just have to wait for that to roll out, I guess. But anyway, she sent out a tweet saying that Miraculous World New York was a big hit in the USA and other countries it premiered in. Check it out. Don't forget it comes out on Disney Plus on December 18th. Now that is in the US, but I have heard that they are actually starting to roll out the New York special to Disney Plus in all different kinds of countries, so I would just keep an eye out on Disney Plus to see if you can find it, and even if you've already seen it, give it another watch, because it'll boost its ratings, telling people that, yo, we want to see more, and that's great. So just go ahead and do that. But like I said, there was an announcement from Lindalee Rose talking about her new Miraculous News Network thing coming to the actual official Miraculous Ladybug YouTube channel. So this is like an official news network here. They might have some like inside stuff. But in the video where she made that announcement, and I will leave it linked down in the description below if you are interested, but in that, she showed off some new images. And this was actually in the same time frame as like the dress image as well. So there's a quick little fact for you. Now there was this one. Now the top left one is, it looks like a New York concept. The bottom left is a concept for the movie. The top right is probably a concept for the movie, we don't know. And then the bottom right is a concept for probably just the specials in general, I would assume, because like that's the globe, you know, Miraculous World, I don't know. Just, I don't know what it's for, but it is an official concept. And then there is this segment of images. Now the top right is obviously Lady Lion from the Africa special. The top left is not actually a Miraculous concept art, that's just a placeholder image, so that is not affiliated with Miraculous. The bottom left is, we don't really know, some people think it's the Brazil special. I don't think I have confirmation on that, at least not that I'm aware that it's the Brazil special, but just wanted to put it out there. And then the bottom right is most likely for the movie, but we don't actually know. But it really does look like the movie. So this is sort of that image I was talking about earlier, as far as that Instagram post goes. And that's why I think it's more of a Lady Noir thing, because here it looks like they're going on a date. So if this is for the movie, that might tell a lot about it. So just putting it out there. Alright, so that was all of the news. We got through it all. It was a lot, I know. But thanks for sticking around. And now we're going to move on to the GAOMON sponsorship. Now, GAOMON wanted me to show off the PD2200, which is this guy right here. Now, I've got to say, This is an absolute beast, coming in at 21.5 inches. You don't really need a size bigger than that, so this is the largest model that they have, but they do have multiple different sizes out there for anyone who wants a different size. I will say their 15 inch is also a really good size, so I like both of them, but this one is my main driving force just because I have space over here and it just makes sense for me and my workflow kind of thing. So I roll with this one. Like I said, I use this whenever I need to, if I'm doing my graphic design work, or if I ever need to draw something, which isn't very frequent. But I did go ahead and draw this drawing for you. It's a little, it's my version of myself, which I did, you know my character that you saw earlier in the video. This is my drawing of him. Obviously, less good as my initial drawing was, but you get the idea. I'm not much of an artist, and the other one I used pen tool, so that one doesn't really count. So this is my official drawing of my character. So you can check out this as I'm talking, and maybe it will inspire you or something. I don't know. But this was drawn using the PD2200, so it definitely helped. I don't think I'd be able to do this. Well, I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to do this with a mouse and keyboard. So if you're looking to get into digital art, or if you do graphic design, it's actually pretty helpful whenever you need to do like actual drawing or sketching or stuff like that. That's helpful too. So it's really useful if you do any kind of digital work or art or anything like that. Like I said, if you're just a beginner or you don't need the largest size, then you can always check out their other models. They have those as well. But like I said, this size just works for me, so that's why I roll with this one, but they're all really good. Now here are some specs for the PD2200. I will say, this is one of the cheapest 21.5 inch monitors, so if you really want that large size, but you don't really have the money to afford a Wacom, which, let's be honest, unless if you're an absolute pro, you're not really needing that anyway, then I would definitely recommend checking this one out because it's a really good price point for what you get. Now do keep in mind, you really should have like a desk, and you won't be moving this. This one is not very portable, so make sure you have a desk and a place to put it because it's going to be staying there. So yeah, I will have the links to everything down in the description below, so that way you can go ahead and check this out if you're interested. And here's my finished drawing, which was made using the PD2200. But anyway guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
What kind of parking job is this in the middle of Paris? You think you own the streets?